welcome. We're quite excited that so many of you across Europe have joined the tado team on such an extra special day. A day, quite frankly, that we've been working towards for quite some time. So before we start, let me give you a quick overview of what's happening today. In the first 20 minutes, our CPO and co-founder Christian Dahlmann and my two colleagues, Kai Stevens and Sophie Leschön, will talk about the big news of the day. Then Chris will move over to our tado home to put the announcements today into the bigger perspective of our vision and of our strategy for the future of energy management. You might have noticed that I haven't mentioned Philipp Beckmann, our CEO. Unfortunately, he is unable to join us today as he's homesick. So after the presentation, I will start the Q&A session with our speakers to answer your questions. And now, let me hand over to Chris.
Thank you very much, Annette. Tado is the leading provider of energy management solutions for private homes. We offer smart thermostats which help to reduce energy consumption of heating and air conditioning systems. We offer smart controls to optimize heat pumps. We offer the tado Smart Charging app to reduce your charging cost of your electric vehicle. And we offer hourly dynamic energy tariffs. So for our customers, on average, we reduce the annual energy expenses by 22% every year. This means several hundred euros of energy savings every year. By now, we have about 2 million households, 2 million app users across Europe using our energy management app on a daily basis. All of our customers thereby become an active part of the European energy system. All of our customers together by now have already saved 1.7 million tons of CO2 emissions. So our community is having a big impact. Putting this in perspective, 1.7 million tons of CO2, that's an equivalent of about 2 million passenger flights from Munich to New York City. And yet, we're just scratching the surface of the potential of energy savings and CO2 emissions of what we could achieve. In Europe, there are about 200 million households. So we asked ourselves the question, how can we enable even more people to benefit from lower energy expenses? How can we bring more people to use the tado products? And the answer is to make the product simpler and easier to use. And this is why today we're launching something very big, something what the team has been working on for a long time, Thermostat X. A complete new heating management product suite, which is available from tomorrow from Tado. So let me hand over to Kai, who will take you on a journey.
Thank you, Christian. Hello, my name is Kai Stevens. I'm a product manager here at Tado. Together with my team, I spend a lot of time researching how we can help smart thermostats reach wider market adoption. What we learned is that still today, many people are afraid of what they believe to be a complex technology. Therefore, with Tado X, we wanted to make saving on your energy consumption easier than ever before. Our next generation smart thermostats are easier to set up, easier to use, and more reliable than ever before. In the next few minutes, I would like to explain you how we achieve this. First, let me introduce you to the Smart Thermostat X. To allow everyone to enjoy the benefits of smart heating, we have focused on simplicity in the overall design of the product. We have chosen for a better readable display with clear icons that ensure that you will always see the status of your heating at a glance. By further simplifying the installation process, we have made sure that the installation is as easy and fast as changing a light bulb. But don't get fooled by its minimalistic design. Thanks to our award-winning Tado app and our signature energy savings features, the Smart Thermostat X will help you save as much as possible on your energy consumption. Next to being compatible with most gas-fired boilers, the Smart Thermostat X is also compatible with heat pumps and underfloor heating systems. Stay tuned in this presentation to learn why this is such an important capability of Tado X. So, as of tomorrow, we are launching a wired Smart Thermostat X. There will also be a wireless version, which will be available later this year. Then I would like to introduce you to our Smart Radiator Thermostat X. We have pushed ourselves really hard to raise the bar with innovative new features that make it easier to set up, easier to use, and more reliable. Thanks to its rotating dial and a high-resolution touch display, from now on every temperature change will be a joyful moment. The display will also make it easier to change certain settings, like the display orientation, language selection, or disabling the child lock directly from the device. I'm also proud to share that the Smart Radiator Thermostat X is the most compact model on the market today. Thanks to its unique shape, it will fit into even the tightest corners of your home. And if this corner happens to be a corner in your bedroom, I have more good news for you. Whenever the device adjusts the temperature while you are asleep, you will hear the sound of exactly nothing. Whenever the Smart Radiator Thermostat adjusts the temperature, it's extremely silent, so that you can also enjoy the benefits of smart heating while you are asleep. The Smart Radiator Thermostat X is compatible with almost any radiator, and now even easier to install thanks to these step-by-step instructions on the display, as well as the included adapter selector. Let me just quickly show you how this works. You will find the adapter selector, which looks like this, in the packaging. And it's actually super easy. You use it to figure out if you need an adapter and which adapter you need to get your Smart Radiator Thermostat installed. You simply try to fit one of the shapes until you find the shape that fits the valve of your radiator. Just like this. In this case, no adapter is needed. I can directly mount the Smart Radiator Thermostat on the radiator. Then, did you realize that Smart Radiator thermostats consume on average 2 disposable batteries per year per radiator in an effort to improve the sustainability of our products and reduce unnecessary waste? We have equipped the Smart Radiator Thermostat X with a lithium-ion battery pack that can conveniently be charged via any standard USB-C charger. Let's again, also here, quickly show you how easy this works. You simply rotate the battery to the right, take it out from the main body, and there you go. You can now conveniently charge it in any location. For customers who want to further optimize the accuracy and convenience of their heating per room, Tado X also offers a wireless temperature sensor that allows you to control all your smart radiator thermostats in a room directly from one device and measure the temperature from the ideal spot in your room. The Smart Radiator Thermostat X and the Wireless Temperature Sensor X will also be available from tomorrow. Last but not least, we have worked hard to introduce the most innovative technology to ensure that your thermostats connect reliably to the internet and interoperate seamlessly into your wider smart home. Have you actually ever experienced connectivity issues with your smart home devices? That must have been very frustrating. Research under consumers actually shows that the biggest reason to hold back on adopting smart home products is the fear of losing control. With Tado X, we will solve this once and for all. You can now easily connect the bridge to your router via Wi-Fi, allowing you to position it in the perfect central position of your home to get all your thermostats connected. We have decided to introduce a thread radio protocol for the communication between the bridge and your thermostats. Thanks to Thread's powerful mesh capabilities, all your thermostats will connect reliably. Other Thread products like smart lights and smart plugs will act as range extenders automatically. And if needed, you can simply add more bridges to your home, eliminating dead zones and also allowing seamless connectivity in larger properties. Another great thing about Thread is that instead of the Tado Bridge X, you can also use many other supported Thread border routers to connect our smart thermostats to the internet. This is already possible today with the Apple HomePod and Apple HomePod Mini. And we expect this to be possible with other smart home platforms, like Google and Amazon, for example, in the near future. Talking about your smart home, I have another exciting announcement to make. From now on, setting up your smart home across multiple brands will be a seamless effort, thanks to the introduction of Matter, the smart home connectivity standard backed by industry leaders. I'm proud to announce that Tado X is one of the first thermostats to be fully Matter certified. From now on, controlling Tado via your favorite voice assistant and making it interact seamlessly with other smart home devices is a super easy effort. Also, the Bridge X will launch as of tomorrow. Then, to summarize, with the adoption of Matter and Thread, as well as all the other improvements made to our thermostats, we have made smart heating accessible for everyone. Our new smart thermostats are easier to set up, easier to use, and more reliable than ever before. I'm confident that you too will be delighted by their ease of use and outstanding product design. But this is not just it. At Tado, we strongly believe that the future of heating has to be decarbonized. And there's one more missing piece that will help us make a leap forward into that future. I'm happy to hand it over now to my colleague Sophie, who will tell you more about this.
Thank you, Kai. I'm Sophie. I'm also a product manager at Tado. And I've been working with my team on our latest innovation, one that brings smart capabilities to heat pumps. So Kai presented to you the new Tado X room thermostat as the future of how heating will be controlled in individual rooms. Well, now I would like us to have a look at how heat is actually produced in a home. So in the past, most homes were heated using oil and gas. Today, heat pumps are changing the game. They are enabling us to heat our homes more efficiently and with green energy. Now picture this. Over the next 5 years, 14 million hydronic heat pumps will be installed across Europe. So heat pumps are heroes in energy efficiency, but they also come with their challenges. And here is what we hear directly from heat pump owners. How do I control my heat pump? So heat pumps are usually quite complicated to operate, and heat pump owners would usually of their heat pump, they would usually describe their heat pump as that big black box I have in my basement. And managing heat pump settings is usually seen as spending some time in that basement and deep diving into some dark menus. The second challenge that we hear, how do I make sure that my heat pump runs efficiently? Well, every single home is different, and unfortunately, in most cases, the settings of your heat pumps are not tweaked to the characteristic of your home or your own individual needs. Even when set up by professionals, heat pumps are in most cases configured in a way where they will produce more heat than needed for your home. So this means that even the most efficient heat pumps can end up working less effectively, using more energy than necessary and hurting your wallet. Talking about wallets, buying a heat pump is a very high investment. So how do I make sure that I can make a return on that investment as fast as possible? Well, now let me introduce our next-gen solution to deliver seamless control and efficiency, the Tado Heat Pump Optimizer X. With this product, we're not just embracing the future, we're actually shaping it, helping you to achieve a fast return on your investment. The Heat Pump Optimizer X is compatible with leading brands like Vaillant, Atlantic, Sonia Duval, and Fujitsu. We also have Daikin and Panasonic support coming later this summer, and all major heat pump brands will also follow. The Heat Pump Optimizer X has a very simple user interface to help you with the installation. It can also give you a quick overview of the heating state of your heat pump. And the Heat Pump Optimizer X will sit next to your heat pump. And as we do not expect you to spend more time than needed in your basement, we made sure that you can control your system from anywhere using the Tado app. Our app interface is the game changer. We designed it for simplicity. It puts the most important controls of the heat pump right at your fingertips. So you can set a custom smart heat pump schedule to let your heat pump run automatically. You can also make some quick manual adjustments to modify the temperature of your home. And of course, you can also control your hot water. For example, by boosting the heating of your water directly from the Tado app. So it's all there, accessible from anywhere, anytime. The next thrilling benefit that we offer is something that only Tado can do. It is unique to our products. When combined with Tado Smart Thermostat X or Smart Radiator Thermostat X, the ones that Kai just presented to you, our Heat Pump Optimizer X ensures that your heat pump operates only when needed. So it's perfectly tuned to your room schedules. And it's also smart enough to respond to on-demand manual temperature changes. So we ensure that your home stays always comfortable and energy efficient. And to optimize even more your home and to save even more energy, we also take advantage of your dynamic energy tariff. So dynamic tariffs mean your electricity price fluctuate throughout the day. And this is caused by changes in supply and demand on the energy grid. With our subscription service, Balance for Heat Pumps, you can take advantage of these price fluctuations to save even more. Balance will make sure that your heat pump preferably runs during low-cost electricity periods while also considering outside temperature forecasts for your comfort and your savings. Balance is working for heating your home, but also your hot water. So if you combine it with any hourly dynamic tariff, you can save an average of 430 euros per year. And in many cases, even more. So this is over 4,000 euros in a decade. So this makes buying a heat pump even more affordable. Let's take a closer look at this. What you see here is the Tado app showing the energy market prices on a typical day. So you can see that the energy price is cheaper when there's lots of solar and wind energy on the grid. This here is a time when balance will preheat your home and charge your hot water, while this here is a time when balance will put your heat pump into energy savings mode. And because energy is not only cheap, but typically also more green during these times, you will automatically use more renewable energy. So balance is not only good for your wallet, it's also good for the climate. We also give you full transparency. The Tado app will give you detailed insights with real-time consumption data. Tado will even learn from your heating behavior to show you like a forecast of your next energy bill and offer some custom-tailored savings advice. And for German and Austrian customers, we offer our own Tado hourly tariff. So be sure to check this out. This is how we see the future of heating. And what really sets Tado apart is that we are not just offering an on-off switch for heat pumps. With Tado X, we are offering a full, complete, smart solution that is customized to your rooms, your heat pump, your local weather forecast, and your energy prices. All of this to maximize efficiency and cost savings while always keeping you comfortable. The Heat Pump Optimizer X is also available from tomorrow. And now over to Christian, who will tell you how we shape the future of energy beyond heating with our holistic view of energy management.
Thank you, Sophie. What an important step for Tado. And how does this now fit better into the overall Tado strategy, smart energy management for buildings? Of course, managing your temperatures room by room individually is an important aspect. This is done through the Tado Smart Thermostat X or the Smart Radiator Thermostat X. Of course, having it orchestrated together with your heating system or a heat pump in the basement also plays an important role. This is done through the Heat Pump Optimizer X. Last but not least, our solutions to manage your electric vehicle and our hourly energy tariffs round up the energy expense management for our customers to help reducing energy costs. People who want to sell excess PV energy coming from their roof can use the Tado Sunny PV feed-in tariff. For an ideal household who has multiple of these energy appliances and have them managed through Tado, they can reduce their energy expenses on an annual basis by 730 euros. For customers, it's important to have one partner managing their energy appliances of a building. They want to have one partner and they want to have everything integrated in an all-in-one energy management app, the Tado app, to control your comfort, your temperatures for the different rooms, to control and manage your electric vehicle charging cycles, to manage your PV production from the roof, and of course to manage your hourly electricity tariffs. So Tado customers actually thereby become an active part of the European energy system. Tado customers use less energy. They use energy in times when it's available and cheap. This is also the times when their energy is the greenest. So all of our customers can be proud to be a part of the energy transition.
Chris, so with the launch of Tado X and our new dynamic tariff offering, Tado has embarked on an exciting journey towards the future of home energy management. Actually, a future that's not that far off anymore. So let's quickly recap what we've seen today, what we've heard today. We've introduced the smart Thermostat X. We've introduced the smart Radiator Thermostat X. And we've introduced also the wireless temperature sensor X, Bridge X, and the heat pump optimizer X. So to sum it all up, with Tado X, we have just made it simpler for millions of homes in Europe to decrease their energy consumption, their energy bills, without compromising on their comfort. Now some quick housekeeping, PR housekeeping, before we enter into the Q&A session. You will all get the press releases into your mailboxes shortly, including the images and product and lifestyle. And we would ask you to not publish your stories before 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So now let's open the floor to your questions. And I will take a quick look first to see what's there. And let me see. So let's start from the top. If you have a Matter bridge, for example in HomePod, you don't need Tado X bridge anymore, right?
Yes, right, but only for thread border routers that are currently compatible. So today that's only the Apple HomePod and the Apple HomePod Mini. But we know, for example, that Google and Amazon and other smart home platforms are working hard to introduce the necessary capabilities as well to make this possible.
Another question for you, Kai. How long does the battery last?
The battery of the smart Radiator Thermostat X lasts roughly one full year. Yeah.
Yeah, quite some savings on the battery, actually, on the battery packs you need. So, then one question from Frank Oliver Grün. Would it not have been possible to make the existing product range compatible with the Matter standard? For example, replacing the current Tado bridge with a new, more powerful model?
Yes, of course, we have investigated that because we also want to take our loyal existing customers along into this journey. But unfortunately, with the current generation's hardware, that was not possible. So we decided to still make this leap forwards with our new products.
A question for Sophie. Why are heat pumps the future, and what does the heat pump optimizer contribute to that future?
So we've seen in the presentation like the great role that heat pumps have when it comes to the energy transition. And we also noticed that customers are quite struggling to use their heat pumps. So we're really here to offer a simple solution, like a new interface where people can actually use the heat pump in a more user-friendly way and make a lot of like efficiency while using their heat pump.
Thank you. Another one for Kai. What is happening with Auto Assist? What functions do the new products provide and with and without a subscription?
Today, nothing is changing to Auto Assist. So it's exactly the same features as you're used to already. But of course, to reward our paying customers, our monthly paying customers, we keep growing the feature set in our Auto Assist subscription in the future.
And then I think that's something that applies to quite a lot of you, thankfully, out there. For us that already use a bunch of the existing devices and the smart AC control, do we need another login for these new products to work, or can they coexist in the same app? So compatibility, old versus V3 Plus versus Tado X.
Shall I take it as well? So to make it really clear, I already talked a little bit about that it's not possible to make our current thermostats compatible thread and matter. From a hardware perspective, that was unfortunately not possible. Therefore, we decided to make a really clear cut. So you either have a V3 Plus home, as we call our previous generation, or you have a tado X home.
Okay, actually one for Chris. What does Tado X and your home energy management solution say about where Tado has grown to now after 13 years in existence?
So by now, Tado is the market leader for intelligent climate management in Europe. And with our new offerings, which are in regard to smart charging of electric vehicles, our hourly tariffs, and so on, we're going this next step, and we have been going this next step heavily over the last years into becoming a leading provider of energy management for buildings. And with Line X, we are also here showing again that we are an open system. So we have been opening up even more. So with matter and thread is a very open standard. So all of our different solutions, so our hardware, our software, our energy tariffs, they are available on a modular basis, so people can buy them on a standalone basis. But of course, ideally, they work together, of course, from Tado. But we're a very open platform working with a lot of different other partners in the industry. So this is another sign which we're taking here with Line X.
Thank you. A question I can answer, actually. This runs on matter over thread? Yes. And then there's quite an interesting, which we haven't talked about internally, at least I don't know the answer. Why have you given the name of X to these new products? Do we have an explanation?
Do you want to answer it? Shall I?
You can answer it.
Yeah, so there's not a very special meaning to X, to be honest. So it doesn't mean 10, for example, right? Because we come from a V3 Plus generation, so maybe it would be logical to name it V4. Yet, because it's not backwards compatible due to the thread and matter introduction, we want to give it at least a different name, so that's more clear to consumers. That's a different generation. And then we did naming research, and in the end, after doing research with our consumers, we learned that X led to the best understanding that this is a different product generation, and also prevented people in the best way possible from mixing up these products across each other.
Then we'll take the question from Chen from The Verge. Unfortunately, not the US, I can tell you. Which countries will the products be available in? So basically, yeah.
I take it as well. So it will be available in all our existing countries. The only exception where I have to say not yet is the UK, right? Because in the UK we need the wireless smart thermostat. And as I shared in my presentation, we will launch that later this year. So except for the UK, we are launching it in all our existing companies across Europe. Countries, sorry.
Will there be suitable products for underfloor heating?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, so it's a little bit of a technical thing. If we start talking about underfloor heating, it depends about how your underfloor heating thermostat is connected to your underfloor heating valve. So already with the smart Thermostat X, you can connect quite some underfloor heating systems. What we do have on our roadmap is to also introduce other hardware pieces that fit other setups, like flush-mounted setups, which are quite common in Germany, for example.
Then an interesting one. Have you had any feedback from early adopters, and what has it been?
Yes, what we secretly did is actually that we have been like stealth launching our products with some early customers before the launch, which actually gave us super nice early feedback about our products, both constructive feedback about things that we could still improve before today, as well as also a lot of positive feedback about our products already. So for example, we got a lot of feedback on the simplicity of the installation of the smart Thermostat X, and also the looks of it, as well as for the smart Radiator thermostat. Actually, it's funny that in our upfront research, people valued the rechargeable battery not so much, But from our early customers, we got a lot of exciting feedback that they find it so conveniently to use it, to detach it from the SLT, etc. So these are some examples of the many positive feedbacks that we already got so far from them.
And if I can add, when we tested the Heat Pump Optimizer X, customers were like super happy because they discovered new things that they could do with their heat pump, like ease of use and controlling remotely some settings that like really helped them to manage like their, not day to day, but like when they would go away, etc. And we also got super good feedback about the installation. A lot of people thought that this was for professional installers, and that's actually not the case. We have a super well guided step-by-step installation, so anyone can actually perform it.
Yeah, so don't be afraid of your heat pumps.
That's it.
Will it be possible to mix and match? It's sort of from the question earlier. Will it be possible to mix and match different generations of tado products? So that's like something we need to be more clear on.
Yeah, I think I tried to answer that question already. I will make it more clear. No. And then for the reason I mentioned, right? So we strongly believe that thread and matter will unlock so much potential to make it way easier to set your thermostats up, to use them, and to integrate them across your smart home, that we still decided, despite the downside that it's not interoperable with our current generation, to still make that move, right? So that, unfortunately, that means that you cannot mix and match the old thermostats with the new ones. What I do want to say about it, that it also means that we will keep offering add-ons, for example, for the V3 Plus generation, still for years to come, right? So for people watching who are on the old generation, don't worry. You're a loyal and valued customer, and we will keep servicing you in many years to come on the V3 Plus generation.
That's actually one of the other questions in there. So what's happening to V3 Plus?
Yeah.
So
maybe if I can add here. So we have no plans to discontinue, of course, V3 Plus. So we will continue to serve it. Full stop.
Yes, there will be support. So you can buy add-ons. So this is like really very safe investment still. Let's see. Will there be a summer mode? Open valve in brackets.
That's a very specific question.
Yeah.
I have to put it in the bucket of many ideas we still have for the future, right? We already, like Chris mentioned, had to work so hard to get the hardware pieces ready and all the, basically the existing features that you are already known with our V3 Plus generation. So that's the answer is that's still on the roadmap for the future, not currently.
Where do you see home energy management in 5 years? Chris?
I mean, first of all, we strongly believe that in the future, all of the large energy assets like heating systems, heat pumps, electric vehicles, PV systems, and batteries, and so on, they will all be connected. They will be smart. They will be orchestrated amongst each other. And of course, there will be a part of the energy system. That means that they use energy when in the energy system, in the energy market, the prices are low. This is typically the times when there's a lot of sun, a lot of wind energy out there. And of course, they make sure to avoid the times of high energy prices. So when there's not so much renewable energy in the grid. And what we have actually seen in the last years, we continuously track the volatility of the electricity market prices, that the volatility is extremely high. So it's really increasing very, very fast. This is due to the fact that we're building a lot of new wind power plants and solar plants across Europe. So last year in Europe, actually 50% of electricity came from renewable energy. And somehow this whole system is very sensitive now. As we build more of these plants, the price volatility goes very crazy. So it's a very volatile market right now with a lot of negative energy price, which is really good for customers. And on tado.com you can, or energy.tado.com, You can see also what the current hourly prices are and look forward to the next day or look into the past and get a feeling for yourself. So that means an intelligent energy management of buildings is clearly the future.
So let me take up a question on Matter, actually, because this is very new with the announcement of Matter 1.3. So is Matter supported at launch? And which version of Matter will it incorporate 1.3 and the new energy management features and EV charging possibilities?
Yes, at launch it is supporting Matter. It will run the latest official version of Matter. To be honest, I would have to check if it's 1.3. What is possible over Matter in your smart home today is to control your thermostats. So you can change the temperature and read the temperature, for example, from your Google Home app or your Amazon Alexa app or your Apple Home app.
How do these products work together with dynamic tariffs? I think, again, for you.
But maybe also, Sophie, I mean, you can give the heat pump optimizer example with the balance.
So when you have the Heat Pump Optimizer X, you can subscribe to Balance for Heat Pumps, which is a subscription service that will take into account like where you are based, and with your dynamic tariff, we will take into account like the price fluctuations that are going on throughout the day, and then put your heat pumps into either an energy savings mode. So when the prices are expensive, for example, and when the prices are cheaper, we would preheat your home or heat your hot water tank, for example.
Maybe something to add actually is that in Balance, in the Balance app, you add your tariff. So it's like that's how it incorporates. So it's like really incorporated into the app. So you don't have anything to do there.
I can add one more thing. So it's of course it works very well with the tado hourly tariff, but we're also compatible with any other dynamic tariff across Europe here. So also here again, we're an open platform.
Another interesting question, would you say these products are mostly for homeowners or also for people who rent?
I mean, in general, it's agnostic. So it's for people who rent their apartment. It's people who own their apartment or single family house. So it's agnostic.
Yeah, and of course, if you have a heat pump optimizer, you have to have a heat pump, which is usually
a homeowner.
Single home family, family homes. So,
sure.
Let me see. So these are heat pump questions now. How can I connect the heat pump optimizer to my heat pump? How does that work?
So when you get the product, we have like a very simple commissioning flow. So you scan the product, and then we give you on the Tado app a very detailed step-by-step instructions. Those instructions, they are completely tailored to your heat pump brand and model. So we will explain step by step how to open the cover of your heat pump, how to reach the insides, let's say, of your heat pump, how to wire the cables of the heat pump optimizer, and how to finish the entire setup, so like picking the right brand, etc. Again, everything is very simple. We've seen customers doing it in actually a very short period of time. And super guided, and then you also have like a final test at the end to make sure that everything runs smoothly. And again, this product is sitting next to your heat pump. So yeah, this is something that you do wherever you have your heat pump located in your home.
Cool, then the next question is for you as well, Sophie. How do you take the on-off cycle count of the heat pump into account when aiming for the lowest possible energy consumption? Do we have any data how the longevity of the heat pumps is impacted when using the Tado energy management system?
Okay, that's a difficult question.
Yeah.
And I would need you to read it again.
Okay, how do you take the on-off cycle count of the heat pump into account when aiming for the lowest possible energy consumption? So basically, how does the energy efficiency work with the heat pump optimizer for the heat pump?
So we're not impacting the cycles of the heat pump, because the brain of the heat pump, which is the controller of the heat pump, stays within your system. So the Heat Pump Optimizer X is an addition, it's an add-on to your system. So we're not impacting these on-off cycles. We're just making sure that your heat pump runs following a schedule, and that schedule or those manual changes are also synchronized with your heat pump controller. I hope that answers the question.
Stefan, if it doesn't have, if we couldn't answer your question in full detail, please get in touch afterwards, and we'll try to pick that up again. Then we have one more, well, a few more actually. What was the thinking behind making Tado X products simpler to set up and use?
I think I can take that one. So again, so we did a lot of research, and what we learned is that where we believed we and also other competitors or other thermostats in the market also, of course, did already a quite good job in making these products easy, we still saw that people hesitate to adopt these products. So Christian talked about that we're scratching the surface, where we really want to reach as many households across Europe as possible. And we really learned that lowering this barrier, really pushing for making it as easy as possible to install them and use them, really helps to convince people to give it a try.
Thank you. So 2 more questions in there, and then we're done. I think pretty much on time. So can you use the wireless temperature sensor? Oh, 3. One more popping up. Can you use the wireless temperature sensor and the smart radiator valves individually without a smart thermostat?
Yes, that's possible. Yeah, short answer maybe. So you can use the smart radiator thermostats without a smart thermostat, and then you can use the wireless temperature sensor to further improve, like I mentioned in my presentation, the performance of your heating per room.
Okay.
Now I'm curious.
Since everybody's reading it, so in the Q&A, I have to ask it. What was the idea with launching a series of heating products when it's sometimes close to 30 degrees outside? Kind of hard to test in the summer.
So maybe I can take it. So we've been testing the products actually already over the whole heating season. So we have a lot of customers, several hundred close beta, like under NDA customers, who are using it already, have been using it over the heating season. So the product works really well. We're super happy also for you to test it and to try it. And while we're launching now, nevertheless, we still, our key season starts in September, October. And we want to go out now to have even more installations now in the field of customers, so that we're fully prepared when hundreds of thousands of customers actually will then start to install our products starting in September, October. So it's essentially a de-risking strategy to have those products out there in the field as early as possible. And we're very confident, and we're looking forward for all you guys testing and giving us, of course, also additional feedback.
And of course, with the Heat Pump Optimizer, there is no heating season. So whenever you have a heat pump, you can always optimize its power consumption, right? So, and I think, that was actually quite a good statement to close the Q&A. So if there aren't any further important questions, we would close the Q&A, close the session today. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach us and how to reach us. So thank you very much.